What's up, everybody? Welcome to Turn Order Warped, Season 2, Episode 0. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the start of a new experience here, and a new a new opportunity for characters to die. I mean, totally do really well. Everything will just be fine. Mm-hmm. Hi, everybody. How's it going?
He's
How are you?
Going to kill us. So now that that's out.
Send help. Send much help.
Send cake and then help. Thanks.
Oh yeah, cake and time.
No, it works.
You know, I'd rather have the cake than the help, I think.
Yeah, you know? Me too. Yep.
I need help.
Mostly cake, though.
Mostly cake.
Yeah. Just
I mean,
mostly.
is there a problem that cake can't fix? Let's be honest.
Just send a cake with help.
I don't think so. Oh my god, I just realized we're playing with the only DM where we could die during character creation. I just read chat.
Death is always far.
Death is always an option, Maquanas.
I wasn't paying entirely attention. Did we do a profanity warning? Because I was about to respond to Peachy with. Okay, so
So, in case you haven't guessed yet, this stream and the podcast and the VOD will contain foul language created out of our very immature and
Anuses.
Shut your fucking face, Uncle Fucker. You're a boner biting dick face, Uncle Fucker. That is our curse warning.
Yeah, that's it. Tuesday has illustrated exactly what we do here. Thank you, Tuesday, for the perfect demonstration. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the start of a new warped experience with an entirely different plot and setting and a whole mess of crap that we talked a little bit about last week.
Is it a new setting? Because we still seem to be in the universe.
It's a new setting.
Well, where the fuck else can you be?
There's a lot of universe to go around.
It's pretty big ass universe.
Setting.
What did you want? A new universe?
The universe is just one.
Well, I
setting.
just want Wax to stop being so factually inaccurate. To be honest.
we could
Wow.
we could be on a different we could be in a different marble in the Men in Black galaxy. Remember?
Yeah.
When they zoom out,
Right.
it's a different
Right.
marble.
A parallel
It's
universe.
So big that there is a theory that the all the space-time, gravity, or all the natural laws that we know are only a local phenomenon. So it could be that we're somewhere so far away that gravity is not a thing or whatever.
I mean, there is a theory that my grandmother is the Queen of Sheba. So,
Really?
Is
Is that? Would you
actual-
like to?
well, that's
talk
actually
about that,
true.
or-
So that's not a good.
It's not a good example.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry, I ruined it.
Yeah.
What, like
No
the
worries.
cat food?
Just like everything else, Peachy. Just like
Yeah,
everything
she's
else.
the canned cat food
Hi, Morris.
queen.
Cocks.
of-
Morris is asking
Scarborough.
about foul language. We're talking about cocks and
And the other term for them,
Oh,
roosters.
foul language.
How's it going, Morris?
How's it
God
going, Morris?
damn it.
We're going to ruin your work yet again.
Morris is the
Morris,
one.
just leave.
Morris
Just run
is
away.
the wonderful patron of our stream here. He is. If you guys want somebody to blame for us selling out, it's Morris.
Yeah.
cheers,
Yeah.
Morris. You bought me this.
Morris set this up so he doesn't have to flagellate anymore. It's like,
Yeah.
repaying for my sins by exposing the world to this.
This-
Fourth warped.
I like it. I like it.
He's already stopped watching. He tuned in, made a comment, and he's like, "All right, I'm done with
He's
this.
like, I can't.
I
They're
can't."
ruining things.
He was totally muted when he tuned in.
Yep.
I can't listen to fuckers. What are they doing to my game?
Yes. So if you guys are tuning in for the first time, this is a good time to do it because we're starting a new campaign, season 2. Last session didn't go so well.
We all died horribly. It was great.
There was a slight malfunction.
There was a
with
slight
the-
warp core breach.
with the warp core.
Riplunk and Babylunk.
We never did roll damage to see exactly
Babylunk is
how
fine.
disintegrated the ship got.
And I think
it was
I'm
a
okay
new-
with
it was
that.
Downhill since
a-
the engineer left.
It was,
Well, just think the
Left.
warp core would have
This mortal
ignited
coil.
both the nuke that I had launched in the wrong direction that
And the
basically
rest
went in
of
our
them,
direction, and every other nuclear warhead on our ship and
So
all
we
the other
had-
ships within the area.
we had 7 left plus the one you fired, so
They all went
86
up.
for the nukes, and then 66 for the warp core.
Yeah, we're not going to
So-
roll it. We're just going to leave it out there.
Yeah.
Let it
It's,
marinate
I'm gonna roll
forever.
it mentally.
It's literally rolling in space. With
Oh,
lot.
one off lethal.
Babylunk.
One off lethal. Lethal was 5. Okay, it's not possible. You were dead.
So, so we're starting anew, and we came up with a few different ideas that we sort of sent out to chat. And of course, my bot got turned off because I've been having lots of fun camera issues. So let's turn the bot back on. But yeah, we came up with a few different ideas. We were just kind of brainstorming a little bit at the end of the last session to figure out, okay, well, where do we want to go from here? And what we came up with was chat was really interested in the idea of doing a sort of colony ship kind of scenario. And I think probably like the closest the closest like popular science fiction stuff that you can sort of relate to would be probably like Mass Effect Andromeda or Battlestar Galactica almost.
Let's not go with Andromeda.
Well, the
just
premise
for
of
fuzzy
premise,
Andromeda.
sanity
Fuzzy.
sake.
The-
Yeah, not unless
Andromeda
you make
is the best game in the series.
Here we go.
Peachy.
Here we
I am
go.
gonna fly to fucking Wales and give you a clip round the ear. All right?
Shitty fanboys who hold up 2 and 3 need to die.
Who the fuck holds up 3?
Yeah.
Loads of people, they fucking love all that story bullshit.
I love
3
the
was
story
deeply
bullshit.
flawed.
I absolutely love the story bullshit. I don't. Three wasn't
I wanna-
the
I
best.
wanna-
So a
Video game.
colony ship.
Yes.
No, let's get this out in the open.
I will
Anyone who
fucking-
likes number 2 is wrong and should drink bleach.
So Peachy,
Right.
2 is
I-
my
I-
Right
favorite.
with it.
Fucking
2 is
flight.
my absolute favorite, and I will 100% punch you in the mouth.
Yes, I like 2
Ouch.
because it was
Okay,
tight,
this is a good
streamlined
start.
storytelling. It was
Mouth punches.
Yeah, let's piss
like-
off the DM.
I like
Yeah.
1 and 3.
Let's see how that works out for us.
places, but the ending was a clusterfuck.
The reason that I liked 2 so much was because of the
was
amazing,
character-driven.
yes, the amazing character-driven stuff, and fucking Martin Sheen, man, Jesus Christ, fucking Martin
good.
Sheen.
Humanity. We must save humanity.
Yeah, I haven't played them. So.
I feel like Martin Sheen might have.
The reason I like number 2
the controls.
is Thane.
Well,
Yes, and
Thane
Thane,
was
Thane was
pretty
actually my
great.
favorite too.
Thane's
Yeah,
my man.
yeah. I may have had a romantic encounter with Thane. I'm just saying.
I may have been trying and need to keep playing.
Yes.
I think you're forgetting the most important character.
Oh no, you mean the most
Yes,
overrated
yeah.
character?
Yeah, most
so anyway,
overrated
No,
character.
he's a species whenever I play
I'm
it.
out. I'm out.
See ya.
That's it. Our first rage
I
quit.
call all of them Garrus, and my chat gets really upset.
Oh
with
yeah, I
that.
did the same thing. I was like, "What's Why is Garrus
Even
in this
Rex,
scene?"
you're like,
he's not
"Oh,
supposed to be
Garrus."
here.
No, all the Garrus species. I don't even know what
Oh,
the
I gotcha. I
It's
gotcha.
called. I
Turians.
just call them
They're
Garrus.
Turians.
so yes,
This is going well.
yes. So yeah, as you guys can see, we are of one mind on so many things.
Yeah.
And
Can we all agree that Morden's fucking amazing though?
Like a
Yes,
well-oiled
Morden
machine.
was
Yeah, Morden's
fantastic.
Yeah,
great.
Morden's cool.
Yeah, Morden, fuck me, right?
Seashells.
I think you'd like Morton, honestly.
So
Check out this.
absolutely. So we've got the colony ship kind of scenario that we're thinking about. Plus, Chad also voted on horror, and we were kind of coming up with an idea of doing a colony ship that was dealing with some kind of major, galactic type problem, as well as giving the players who really wanted to do an exploration kind of thing an opportunity to do that automatically, right? Because if it's a colony ship, they're trying to, place down habitats or whatever on various planets, then they have to explore them and figure out what's going on with them. So it kind of all just fit together, so it made a lot of sense. So that's where we're at. Now, one thing that I did talk about last time was that I was thinking about using kind of like the same setup here with the placement of the different races. I'm going to delete that. I made a command decision this morning. I was thinking about it, and I am going to delete the positions of this stuff, and we'll kind of figure out what we're going to do today.
Cool.
We're going to get rid of that shit. Because I know that some of the players wanted to use some of the other options for their characters. Like there's some stuff that's been added via various errata and things. And let me see. Morris has basically released like a bunch of stuff. So we've got the critical hits errata, we've got universal upgrades, we've got action careers. Just for you guys, the players, these are all pinned in the Warped channel on Discord. So if you guys need like fast access to those PDFs, they are set up in there. So yeah, today we're going to be figuring out the setting and the characters and figure out a whole bunch of technical details and shit. So let's go around the room. Let's get this started because it's already 11 minutes and we haven't done any introductions. Let's introduce the players. Obviously, we don't have any characters yet, but let's go around the room. Let's introduce the players. Bobby, why don't you start us off there, bud?
Sounds good. What's up, everybody? I'm Mindship Bobby Flail. I'm not playing Felix the druggy space cat today. I have a couple other pretty decent ideas for some characters, but it kind of depends on what everybody else is going to roll with. I got a pretty interesting alien race thought up too, so we'll see what happens. Can't wait to get into this. Let's make some characters.
Fuzzy?
Hello, I'm Fuzzy Freaks. I am not playing Luck the Ogron anymore. I miss her so much. But yeah, and I am actually quite interested to make a new character and go in a completely different direction where I can actually talk in words of more than 2 syllables. That'd be nice. Yeah. I have no idea what I'm going to make, but I'm sure I'll come up with something. I hate doing homework. Sorry, Morris.
Yeah, don't apologize to Morris. He's like, I don't care, whatever. It's fun. It's gonna be fun to watch anyway. I'm the one that's like, just please help me. I'm doing so much work. Fuzzy's like,
Look, I'm allergic to homework. I cannot bring myself to do homework. Okay, that just.
We know, Fuzzy. Believe me, I have. That's why today we're gonna take special care to make sure we make your character on the stream so you're absolutely just fucking shoehorned into doing the fucking character. It's just cramming the goddamn thing on the Roll20. Just with
any sleep over
just
this,
a
guys.
little,
Don't fucking worry about
just
it.
a little pressure to get.
I totally get stressed out about making characters on stream as well. It's my least favorite thing to do.
So it's like don't. It's like
don't do it at all, or don't like doing it, and you're like right in the middle somewhere.
She's a damn good role player, though, so let's support her in this.
That's it's my saving grace.
Speaking of saving grace, Tuesday.
Hi guys, I'm a saving grace quite suddenly, and for unknown reasons. My name is Tuesday Gray, and you can find me in all the internet places at /Tuesday Gray. And today I have a character in mind that I would like to steer toward. So we'll see if it fits into the universe. Otherwise, I'm going wild card. But either way, it's gonna be fun, and you should check it out because it's brand new. So it's not like you have anything to catch up on. You're here at the inception.
Inception.
I know.
Speaking of fever dreams, Peachy.
Unmute me, you bastard. Today, I'm going to be playing Gunk, Lunk's unborn baby.
Oh, God.
Well, you said that home was all detective, right? So,
Irradiated.
I figure
I mean-
it's been exposed to so much radiation, right? It's become some sort of transcendental mind being. It's a being of pure. No.
It's turned
The
into
baby could
Spider
now be born.
Ogron.
We don't know how much later
It's
this is.
become one of the Q continuum. There we go. It's
Yep.
just, it's gonna turn up and fuck with the captain.
That's
Q
where the
Ogron.
that's where
What's
the
wrong with Capitan? Oh god, this asshole again. I actually think he feels kind of fancy Q, or is it just me?
He
Oh,
was
he's
awesome.
awesome.
One of
I
my
don't know.
favorite
I wouldn't
characters.
say that I was attracted to him, but
Yeah,
I liked him.
Okay, I've got a thing for John Delancey then. Sorry.
now, law.
Yeah, no worries.
When he snaps his fingers, I am moist.
I got a thing for Adam Driver, so you know.
I beat you, Pixelate. Next.
Zygonicus?
Hey, I'm
going
Scoticus. And you guys can find me in all the internet places. It's /Scoticus everywhere. I like to keep it all unified. I have multiple ideas for different characters depending on what the rest of the group does. I can choose them. Some of them are well, you'll see, I guess. I won't say too much until we get into the grid of things. But thank you for joining us during character creation, and I look forward to seeing what you guys come up with when we do some of the collaborative stuff.
Excellent. I'm Wax Steven. I am the GM of Doom. I will be dragging these guys kicking and screaming through the adventure as we get there. But today, we're going to be doing world building. It's not really a world that we're building. We're kind of building a galaxy. So there's that. We're going to be doing that stuff today. So I hope we get lots of good ideas from chat because we're going to be doing some brainstorming and stuff. Now, the way we did things for the 7th Eon was we sort of had chat come up with, we had the players come up with cities and sort of get them involved that way. And we had chat make a city and all that stuff. I don't know necessarily if that's going to work for this. So we're going to have the players create alien races. They're going to create basically certain information about aliens that they might run into on their journey. And we'll do that as we go along.
Quick question on that: do they have to be spacefaring?
They don't. One of the questions.
Yeah, one of the questions.
Yeah,
is
one of
whether
the
they are or
questions
not.
is if they are spacefaring or not. So they don't have to be. They absolutely don't have to be. Will there be a template for that for the players to create their own stuff? Yeah, I think I don't really have a problem really releasing this. I guess. Can I post this in the chat? Will that be bad? I don't think so.
No, it's view only, so it should be fine.
Yeah. This is the basic info that we're looking to sort of set up for the different aliens, the different races and such. Just a quick kind of bit of info for to get like vague ideas. I don't necessarily want to peg everything down, right? Like and just have it all figured out. Because we want to like role play, we want to improv a bit and all that. So, all right, let's get this shit started. Let's figure some things out. So, a few things that we've kind of got figured out is we want a colony ship. We want a kind of horror feel. We want a kind of like big bad thing that's happening. It doesn't have to be a war. It could be whatever. We can sort of figure that out. And you guys want to be sort of explorers. You want to be trying to settle worlds and stuff. So I think it's important to figure out where we want to start. Like, where do we want to start in this setting? Are we in the Milky Way galaxy, number one?
Kind of feel like we are.
Yes.
Milky Way, why not? I mean, Milky Way.
I'm going to say no to be a contrarian.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest, I didn't think in that quite large a scope.
I think I just assumed that we were, but
We can be. That's not a problem.
yeah.
And I just tried to Google which is the best galaxy, and it came out with a bunch of cell phones. So
Ah.
Yeah. Peachy's gone through pretty much every one of those in the last, 5 months. Okay. So, but it seems like Milky Way, probably what we're looking at to get started.
Mhm.
can it be the
okay.
chocolate Milky Way?
Okay.
The milk chocolate way.
All right. I'm down. I have zero problems with this.
Fucking laugh.
Yeah, it's like the normal Milky Way, but you put some Nesquik in it.
Yeah.
And then
The syrup or the powder?
powder.
Oh my god, syrup is so much better than the powder.
Oh no, I'm all about that
No,
powder
the
life.
powder.
I'm powder.
Because then you get the little pockets of powder that are not
So
perfectly
good.
mixed in.
And
Especially if
little
it's like,
chocolate
not
niblets.
good.
There's-
yeah,
that's
especially if
great.
it's like
That makes it-
strawberry quick. Then you get
I
this
was like,
powdery
you
drink
strawberry.
Dust.
I was looking at galaxies. What are we talking about here?
That's
Fuzzy is the
Yes.
only
that's good.
one that is staying on topic.
Yeah.
I just
their
like
feet
to
are on the
point that
ground.
out,
We're all gonna
guys.
die.
Be
We're all gonna
afraid.
die.
Be
This is like
afraid.
it's like Peachy rolling well.
I have a notepad, thank you very much.
Oh, shit, we're doomed.
Shit.
I drew an
Shit.
alien. I drew an alien.
Hey, nice.
That's based on
Tree reap.
that's based on Morris's
Wow, I should-
foul language, huh?
What
Wait,
what,
is that-
what language is that? What text is that?
Oh, it's backwards again? Hang on.
Yeah.
dude.
Well done.
I think I have another.
You don't have enough light for it to go through the page.
Just make it
Peachy.
easy for yourself, Peachy. Just trace it through the other side.
Wait. Does this?
Yeah,
Does this? Hey, that shows up. Sweet.
Congratulations.
Yeah, nice.
Winkles.
Okay.
Winkles.
So we're thinking Milky Way as the galaxy. That's number one. Number two. What is the what do we want to start with the colony ship, or do we want to start with the threat? Like what's the big bad thing?
Well, maybe the threat
Well,
predates the reason why we're doing the colony ship.
Yeah, because is the colony ship because of the threat, or is it they both just happening at the
I'm
same
just.
time?
Can I just
It's
say
up to
I'm a
you
bit worried
guys.
we're gonna just basically drift in the direction of fucking Andromeda, and if we could stay far the fuck away from Andromeda, thank you.
What is chat?
We're escaping. We're escaping some sort of robot overlord called the Bleepers.
Yeah, rather than we're just escaping whatever the big bad is, maybe we're still just trying to grow our species, and that's also happening.
Maybe we know we need to expand if we're to truly face the threat. We need to colonize, prepare ourselves, build big ships.
Well, what's the threat? Let's figure out the threat, and then we can figure out why we're leaving.
The threat could just be
Kaiju-sized xenomorphs.
I am super down for like some alien species who are just trying to eat and kill and propagate their own species. I'm super down for that. Like a tyranid.
I'd say that the threat is our own species. We could be like,
communists.
The Puritans of the galaxy.
I'm not down with being a Puritan. I'm sorry, I cannot suspend my disbelief long enough.
All right. Not actual Puritans, but we could be dissidents.
We could be a ship full of white people.
So let me ask you a question.
The perfect avocado.
Let me ask you a question. And I've got news for you. I actually did find the fucking perfect avocado a few months ago. Yes.
No, you didn't.
Was it
Not
perfect
unless
right
it's
from
been-
the right?
There was not
from the
a
grocery store?
brown. There was not like a blackened piece inside in the least. It was perfect color all the way through and
Talk to
soft.
me when you've been to Central or South America. I'm not hearing it.
All right. So
Um,
here's my idea for the threat. Getting back.
Let's not, because I actually want to talk about. I want to just briefly talk about your ideas for your characters before we talk about the threats. I just your general idea that you might have, because I want to get like a little bit of information for everything, and then we can kind of like solidify it as we go for each of the different pieces.
Okay.
So
who's like solid on like one specific character?
I kind of am,
Go on, Tuesday. You first.
to be honest. So I want to be a clone. And I have my appearance all mapped out and everything. And as far as a career, I want to be an officer on the ship that's kind of like Riker, but maybe not second in command, so like not as high up.
yeah, you
Are
definitely.
you capable of sitting on chairs properly?
I can swing my leg over and then swing the chair around, so kind of just like a Riker move. I think I just have to. 'cause
So
Maybe
you're
you're like
Riker.
the.
Are you gonna start with no beard?
Yeah.
First like 6
Yeah.
episodes no
Then-
beard, then
then
7th
grow it
episode
in.
full beard.
Yep.
Maybe you're like the ship's shift captain. Know what I mean? Or like shift commander.
I see what you're saying.
Because we've got these colonists and there might be
There's
Kyle
so
sleeping
many.
or whatever.
There's so many different possibilities for like an officer position that you can have on a colony ship. I mean,
Yeah.
I think without really talking much about it, we can assume that the colony ship is massive, right?
Huge.
Yeah. I'm
like
hoping
stupid-
I'm hoping
stupid
it's
huge.
massive.
like thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people living on this ship.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
probably thousands and thousands of actual workers, and then there's civilians as well.
Yeah. So, absolutely. Okay. So Tuesday's thinking like a clone officer. Anybody else?
I would like to be some kind of mad scientist sort of deal. Like maybe I've done some biology, I know a bit about medical stuff, but I'm mostly about those crazy experiments. I know my name as well. Do you want the name?
Oh
Not
yeah, I
yet,
got my
not
name
yet.
as well.
Okay.
So you're kind of like Glix was a science officer who does a little bit of medicine.
But
Yeah,
probably
maybe-
going to be way
I
better
probably
at
know
it.
a lot about medicine, but that's like pedestrian to me because like
He wants
That's what
to
you
do
have to
real
do,
science.
but
a
not what you
lunatic
want to.
genius scientist.
Okay.
I like it.
Okay. Interesting. Anybody else?
I wish I could show my alien, but it won't show up.
So I have a couple ideas. So I'd be down to play like a Borean mech pilot / engineer, sort of techie guy. I'd like to play like a clone or a Jovian human boxer / security officer. I'd be also down to play like a Venetian science officer. But if there's like a crazy scientists, and I'd be more so leaning towards either the Borean or the security guy. So
Okay.
one of those.
Yeah, and
I'd quite like to be an engineer.
okay.
I like this. I like where this is going.
So here's a thought, and this is just something that's coming to me as we're making these characters. We got a possible couple people that are interested in maybe being clones. What if that's the threat? What if, like, a bunch of civilization decided, like the whole genetics Wrath of Khan kind of thing from Star Trek? You know, like what if it's like genetically engineered people, sort of perfected, you know, like,
Could be like a random
and you guys are like,
over threat of like an alien species that have been abducting the best of the races throughout the galaxy for the past X number of years, and then they come in full force with clones of like the top best of the races.
well,
in
I like the
galaxy.
idea of people being clones and the rest not knowing about it.
Sort of like the Cylons to some extent, like
Yeah.
sleeper agents. That's cool. Like just like the best of the best of all the races have been like swapped out.
Or it might not even be like a spy kind of situation. It could just be like, you know, it could be like honest intentions. It could just be like you're a clone, you just don't want anybody to know it. You know, like it's just a thing you want to keep private, and you want to, you know, explore or do whatever. But you are a clone, and it's something that if people knew about it, there would be a sort of stigma from the rest of the crew.
Yeah, and apparently there is among humans because clones are slightly better at a lot of things. They have a slightly longer life. So there is already that built-in resentment.
They're like genetically engineered copies of just people that you want to copy. So they're going to be like the best of the best, typically.
Yeah.
So-
So how many of us wanted to be clones? I'm one.
I'm contemplating. I would play a clone as well.
Mm-hmm.
Boreans are kind of. I kind of fancy being a Borean because, you know, I think it's the one accent I could maybe do.
That'd be badass
Sorry,
with
Gulliver?
a
Yeah,
couple
you'd
of
be
Boreans.
a great Borean.
Yeah.
But sort of like Boreans are kind of already clones anyway, aren't they? Because they got the whole grown in a vat thing going on. So
Well, you know.
To some extent, but they're like actually organically
Boreans?
grown.
Yeah, they're not
They're
cooked
not-
in a lab clones.
They're not copies of previous Boreans.
Mother's not really everyone's mother,
So-
but there are
so
multiple mothers.
When were they grown in vats?
Yeah, I don't know.
Peachy, your
not
name
that
is in that release, and you haven't read it.
God, Peachy.
It's in the Borea Minzaboria thing. Fairly sure.
They're grown in vats? That's
Fairly
messed
sure.
up, Morris.
Ah!
So question about your character, Peachy, because it'll influence which of my characters I go for. Just how, like, are you crazy, or are you eccentric?
Oh, crazy.
I drew a sexy Borean.
I think I'm
Borean. How are you?
I'm
Hi,
past
show my
Hello.
face here.
I'm past
Very
the
nice.
I'm past the sort of point where you would sort of like put up with it. But because like I'm such a genius, people do go the extra mile to put up with how kind of weird, crazy lunatic I am.
I was being blinded by the white paper from Tuesday's webcam.
Trying to show it.
Sorry,
just
it
wasn't
slightly
working.
shut down my brain for a
Tuesday,
second.
did that thing have a penis or was the light just reflecting weirdly?
What's his arm? I just
The light was reflecting off the bell ends.
Because I was thinking about a warped human, and they are generally unhinged, and my character is going to be particularly unhinged.
So, from what I'm gathering, it sounds like we might have 3 humans and 2 Boreans? Really?
I'd also play a Venetian, but if there's like, I don't know, I don't really want to play something crazy out there. Like, I don't know, I don't know.
Mhm.
I'm open to more strange races, but like I've already played a crazy little cat guy,
Yeah,
so I wouldn't mind being something
Different.
else.
a little more centered.
Okay. All right, so we got a few ideas out there. Now let's think about this threat. Do we want to do the clone thing? I mean, we don't have to. I was just
I would kind of
spouting
like
that
a
out there.
bigger, scarier threat. I some kind of scary alien.
Something
Race.
ominous, something like that's wiping out colonies or
I got it.
Oh, yeah?
Tribbles.
What's the trouble?
Space
with-
trolls?
trouble with
What it
tribbles?
is
No, he
there's
said
this
tribbles.
thing that looks
Internet
like
trolls.
There's this thing. It looks
They've
like
organized.
a giant spliff, and it eats planets.
The Nothing from
Did your
Neverending
dad
Story.
come up with that, Psychotic?
No, don't you think that the world eater from
about like a
Star
bug
Trek
man?
original series looks like a big spliff? I think it does.
Like your classic xenomorph, your Starship Troopers, your Tyranids, like a bug menace.
You see a bug
Ajax.
hole, nuke it.
Just trying to devour like entire world. Maybe there's even a bug that's big enough to devour a planet.
could be like a nanobot swarm that's like eating everything as
Oh
a,
yeah, we don't know who
like a
controls it.
cloud going through the galaxy.
Could be a plague, could be a disease.
Could be
Mhm.
the alien race that I came up with.
It's a prion.
Yeah, actually, there was a novel I read years ago. I've still got it somewhere by Sherry S. Tepper about basically that. It was a prion disease that caused this weird plague, but they didn't know it was a prion disease until the last. I just spoiled the book, sorry. But yeah, this is plague, and they couldn't figure out what the fuck it was, and it turned out to be like a.
How about nanobots, which are actually spreading a plague, which isn't really a plague. It's just this nanobots of make the plague, designed by some bug race.
So I had
Well,
a dream
they
the
just
other
cause you
night.
to gradually fucking dissolve, and I mean, I'm fell off. Okay. The grey plague.
Well, Tuesday's the expert on grey.
Yeah.
A grey
Oh, shit,
goo
yeah.
event.
Yeah, little
Earth
gray
could
man.
be gone if you want to go that grey goo event. Earth could just be a solid rock of carbon.
Whoa. Earth is already a diamond.
Okay, so we've had a few ideas thrown out there. Thinking maybe nanobots, maybe a plague, maybe some kind of alien race. And I'm assuming the alien race is, wiping out colonies, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a rogue sect of what are those new Cthulhu-esque race?
Oh,
that,
the
the
Drazik.
Drazik? Yeah, what about a rogue sect of those bad guys?
We mightn't even know exactly who the aliens are that are doing it. Like the threat itself might be still unknown past things are getting just wiped out off of like a whole colonies, whole planets, literally like disappearing from space or something. Or I don't know.
Yeah.
So the interesting thing about the big threat, right, is it has to have a part in the series. It can't just be behind you. It has to be right behind you. And it has to be a thing that we can sort of tap into as we play, right? It has to be that threat that's always really there. It's always right at your heels. So I think with any of these, we kind of have a possibility to incorporate that into the story as we go. So I think any of these are like decent choices. So let's kind of come back because I don't feel like we've got one that's just like solid for
Nailed in,
people
yeah.
yet. Okay, so let's think. One thing that I think that chat was hyped about and the players were hyped about is we definitely want to have some kind of like giant robot kind of dealy with like basically Gundams. They basically, they wanted
Gundams.
They wanted
They're
Gundams.
called Gundams now.
Yeah. No, we'd have to
Canon.
we definitely have to come up with a different name, but they basically wanted Gundams. We can think about various things. I basically had a few ideas for that kind of thing. I have like sort of a list of some positives and some negatives, and I was gonna basically like have you guys decide like what positives you want and what negatives you want. Like you'd be able to pick like 2 positives and then 3 negatives to sort of like balance it out. And then I'll take it from there. You know, it'll be like really vague. And then like, okay, how am I going to incorporate this based on what they talked about? So we'll come back to that. What about the colony ship? Let's talk about the colony ship because that's the centerpiece
I think everybody
for this.
nodded in agreement when we thought that it should be massive, so corporate run, and we're just kind of a component on it, or a Federation run.
Lots
Giant
of
ship.
balls.
Yeah.
Balls.
I mean, like
definitely thinking that.
the different colony groups are balls, and the balls drop.
Oh.
You fucking set me
balls
off.
drop.
No, but
Oh,
like
boy.
we eject the balls.
Oh boy,
Okay,
Fucking
this is
hell.
getting worse.
The orbs. We release
that's
the
better.
orbs.
Orbs is
Okay.
better.
Release
Orbs
the
is
orbs
better.
from the ship, and they go down into the
Spheres?
atmosphere and land,
Spheres,
and
maybe?
they open up, and it's
So,
like,
like,
a
How about
twisty
pods?
set
Good.
How about
colony.
pods? Pods.
Yeah, like pods. Yep.
Pods. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing sexual about pods.
Can we call
Spherical
them
pods.
Elon pods?
Spherical pods.
Musk
Well, they
pods.
could be like hemispheres, because like then you can basically just have it coming down on jets, and it's just like plonk, insta colony. Hi.
Yeah, and they go impregnate the planet like a thermos. I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
So there's
Impregnate the what now?
Oh, we can
planet.
call them seeds, because then we plant the
Ooh,
seed on the
right,
planet, and it blooms into a colony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See what he's
And the
doing
ship can
here.
be called the Garden, or some shit like that.
Call them Genesis?
Okay.
No Star Trek fans really on this show?
I know what you're
Oh
talking
come
about.
on! Everybody knows what the fucking Genesis.
Is that the one with the guy whose
That's-
dad's like a?
They
That's-
renamed it in Britain to be called the Mega Drive.
Nah.
So I
Sorry.
kind of like the whole garden and seeds idea personally. I think
Sweet.
that's pretty good.
Eden. I like
Um,
Eden as a ship, as a name.
Oh, yeah.
The
I like
Eden.
that.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
It's good. That's good.
I like that as well, actually.
Eden working out.
Marty, we're gonna plant the seeds. It's called Eden. You're gonna need more trophies. No. Oh, jeez, Rick. That sounds cool to me.
Okay, so that's cool. We're talking about a massive ship. Is there a fleet?
Yeah, I feel like we're not the only one. And it doesn't have to be a big fleet, but I feel like we're not the only.
Yeah, it might be 2 Final Fantasy VIII. I think that's why Bobby was going with Eden, but Eden is actually a summon in Final Fantasy VIII too.
Yeah, I didn't.
so-
I've never
I haven't
played
played
through
either,
Final
so
Fantasy through.
I didn't know that either.
Yep. Yeah, these are all things exactly from Final Fantasy VIII.
Great. I might have to play it. There's some good ideas.
It's actually a really good game. I like that one a lot.
I loved it.
I like the idea of the ship being like governed, like each individual race has their own sort of like embassy as such on board. That's not like one corporation or
Or like
one,
or within the fleet even. Yeah.
could be like there could like I don't know. I just
Well,
like how
Federation-
So let's decide.
Federation-esque.
Let's decide first. Do we want there to be a fleet, or is the colony ship it?
the colony ship I think would be it, and they would probably have different.
Yeah, it's probably
fleets.
like a fleet, but they fucked off in different directions to sort of,
Yeah, I think there are at
the
least
colony
4
ship-
of these giant colony ships. So if
And
that's
they're
a fleet,
called arcs.
See, now if we, why would they fuck off in all directions though? Because that's the colony ship. That's their hope for a future.
But there could
Why-
be multiple
yeah, but there could be
col-
multiple of those
designated
trying
ships
for
sent
different
out,
parts.
in different directions throughout the galaxy to try
spreading
and
your
find.
bets. It's not
Yeah,
putting all your eggs in one basket.
Right.
We'd be alone, I think.
I think so.
I feel like.
I think
yeah.
we'd be alone.
Alone.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so there is
I
no
like that.
fleet. Gotcha. No fleet.
And we would have our own fleet of like fighters and destroyers and
So
stuff
I had
on board.
I had a really cool idea. I don't know about you guys because I love watching like the space opera sci-fi shows like a lot. Like
Mhm.
I thought Babylon 5 had the coolest fighters out of all of them. Those like X-shaped the Star Furies.
Okay, I haven't seen
Do you guys? Yeah,
It's one
just
I haven't seen.
They were pretty cool.
yeah, just Google it real
Refresh my
quick.
memory.
But I
What
had
are they
this
called?
really,
Star Furies?
I had this really cool idea. So like, the
Oh,
the
yeah, those
fighters, the fighters are sort of like set up in a kind of like like in rings around the colony ship, like because I feel like there's a lot of rings here. You know, like there's a lot of rings for the colony ship, like habitat rings and shit.
Sure.
And those, they probably have pods on that. But I figured that the fighters would have, like, you know, like the eyeball for a TIE fighter. It could sort of be like that. Like, you get into your pod, right? Like, you get into the fighter, and then the wings get, like, attached. Like, the pod gets, like, launched onto the edge of the ship, and then, like, the wings, like, come in, like, you know, like, come in and, like, lock in, and the ship can, like, take off. So, like, all the pilots and stuff will get in, like, an assembly line almost. Like, they hop into their pod. The pod goes... It's, like, hops on to the section of the ship. The wings get attached, and then it, like, launches.
That's cool.
I like
That's super
that.
cool.
That's sick for
Yeah,
like
and
the
we'd have-
general defense fleet of the ship.
Yeah.
I'd say they would have different pods for the different races. But apart from that, it'd be like Legos pretty much.
Yep. And we'd have some shuttles and stuff. And I feel like our crew is probably a shift. So the ship would have like several shifts of people that worked. And I feel
Yeah,
like our
we're
crew's
like
cohesion
these-
is that we work on the same shift.
Shift
Yeah,
B.
we're awake at the same times.
Right. That.
That was
Um,
actually one of my questions was, like, why do you guys... Like,
Why
why
do
are
you
you
hang
guys
out
working
together?
together? Yeah, if this is a
Right.
big fucking colony. Why you guys?
Right.
Like, how? Why? Okay.
Shift B.
I like the idea as well for there being like one mech per race. Like there's the Borean mech, and then there's a mech by the humans, and then there's like maybe like a Huseki mech, sort of like how in Pacific Rim, like the different
Oh,
countries
yeah.
and stuff have their own mech that they support. Like the Americans have theirs, the Russians have theirs, the Chinese had their mech. Like very similar in that regard. So like the mechs aren't
Crimson
just
Typhoon.
they're not just tools used as defense. They're almost like the pride and joy of each individual race in some regards.
Yeah.
And they would only be used maybe on like serious threats. Typically the regular fighters would be used to deter or whatnot. I don't know.
I like it.
I think that's cool. We can talk a little bit about, like, what do we want these, like, mechs to be called?
I'm not gonna say anything. It's just gonna sound like Gundam.
Gigas.
I don't
Or
know.
gigantic.
Sounds like too much like Jaegers.
Not really, because Jaeger means hunter and Giga means
Homunculus.
large, I think.
Voltron, just call it Voltron.
Homunculus is a poop demon.
Voltron.
Homunculus is not a poop demon. Homunculus was an alchemical thing where you basically
Zords.
create life from various alchemical ingredients, and it came to life, and that was a homunculus.
Guardians?
Guardians is cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
The
Yeah,
Garden Guardians.
they can be the Guardian Force.
Spelled like
Okay.
garden.
We'll just call
Yeah,
them
they could all
GFs.
have their separate names or whatever, but a mech is known as a guardian.
Okay.
Yeah, the guardian of the humans, guardian of the
Yeah.
Boreans, sort
The
of.
Borean mech is just like.
It's like run on coal.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Totally.
Like one probably just runs on fossil fuels.
Yeah.
One has
It's
like a
just
nuclear
basically-
reactor.
Diesel powered mech.
Yeah, diesel.
Just
Totally.
looks like a train engine sticking out of it. Just put that
Yeah,
there, mate.
they're
Yeah.
built. They're built based on the technology that the race that represents them uses.
Yeah, it
So-
basically looks bodged together because all the colony world made a different bit, and then they just kind of slapped it together. So it's got like one long leg, one short leg. It's like,
It
fucking works great, but it looks stupid as fuck.
looks ridiculous.
Okay.
But there could be like different types of mechs that have their own names, like the Hawk and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think like Bobby said, if you have each race with a sort of, you know, the ability, they've each sort of contributed. They probably had to contribute like a shit ton of money to make it happen.
just to be
and
part of
yeah,
the expedition.
money and
like,
resources. Yeah.
yeah. And that's
Um,
why there'd be only like just
The
as
Guardian
many
Exposition. The Guardian.
guardians as there are different races. Like that's one of the things you had to contribute to the Eden.
But wouldn't you have different mechs that specialize in different things?
They would, yeah, they would, just based on the fact that they're specialized or built by specific races. Like a Borean mech would be way different than a mech built by.
Yeah, yeah, definitely that. But there'd be a Borean mech that's good at, I don't know, moving really fast over terrain, or there's a Borean mech that's really good at punching a wall. There's the different models of.
There could be different, like attachments, quote unquote, whereby like each mech could have different layouts, like depending on the situation. Like could need something. I don't know.
No, sorry. Anyway,
Oh, that's fucking cool. Look at what Aperture Entity just linked in chat. It's a random ship generator.
Oh, that's so sick.
That's pretty cool.
Nice.
Pretty
Yeah, I remember this. There's some really funky ones that show up. Like sometimes it puts like turrets inside it, so you can't see them.
Okay, so that's some interesting thoughts. Maybe each race has
Oh
a.
my god, this is so cool.
Each race has one.
okay, mine's actually pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah, let's not. I will lose myself on this website.
Yeah.
I'm just typing in different things.
What happens if you type in
I did
buttons?
not say that mechs have strap-ons. What?
I did. I took it then.
Of all the people that are here, me? Really?
This one's kind of cool. I like all of them.
Butts is good. Try
Okay.
butts.
All right, so let's think here. What other questions do we want answered? Okay. What part of the galaxy are we in?
Well, for colonizing, probably.
I'm one of the outer arms, I would assume.
Yeah, not near the part in the middle, I'd expect.
Yeah, if we're colonizing, it would totally be fringe.
Yeah, we'd be on the edges of either known space or unknown space. Like, I don't know how much of the galaxy has been charted. That's the thing. I like the fact that we would sort of have to set off into uncharted space to look for habitable places. Because why would we need an ark or like an ark type ship if we already know where we're going? I don't know. Yeah, I'm going for like one of the outer arms.
Okay.
So
down
like
with that.
quite a ways from the center.
Yeah, let's stay away from the center of the galaxy because it's like
One of the arms that's
radioactive.
far away from, like, anything. Like, we don't know what's there, we just go.
Okay.
Yeah, something uncharted, like I don't know if we're on the map, like somewhere like out here on the right, or like
Okay.
somewhere in the outer arm, or like up here in the fringes to the north, like
Yep,
just
galactic
something
middle sounds good.
ways away,
Where?
like straight up north in the
Okay.
very very lightest part.
Basically
like,
the
up in
opposite
here.
side of the galaxy.
Yeah. Maybe there's like a wormhole that plops us out somewhere in the Scutum Centaurus arm, and we have to fly
Scutum.
through uncharted, or like there's like not a whole lot like in between the arms, so like
Yeah. Yeah.
maybe that's sort of, we're going from like here to this outer arm to look for something like just on the fringes, maybe.
Could be.
Or to get away from the threat.
Perhaps
mean-
we thought it was
Go the
empty,
opposite
but
direction.
it's not empty.
Maybe it's not
That's
empty.
where all our alien races are. Maybe this is.
Well, that's what it is, right? Like, I mean, you guys are going to be running into your alien races in one way or another. It might not necessarily.
That would be cool if we escaped like the part of the galaxy that, you know, where what we know is there's like systems in place and governments and races and people and stuff built, and then we're trying to get out of that because whatever's happening. But this, you know, this has happened to the other, but we've been separated so far. No one's been here.
I mean, I think that makes sense. Does that sound good?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. So let's pick up. You know, we'll be somewhere in this area there. Okay. Fair enough.
I love how the map centers on the sun, the Earth's sun,
Okay.
or the grid.
Let's figure out what is going on. Like, so if we've got this big threat, which we still haven't figured out, what are the race relations like? Are they tense at all, or like?
Yeah, it's like that tense cooperation, right?
Yeah,
it's
I
like,
guess-
we know we have to work together, but we don't have to like each other. Type deal, I think.
Or how about this? Some of them are tight knit, depending on their ideologies, and then the others are just like, no, we're doing this thing, and we will fight you every way because we need to.
So
survive.
it's all factional, yeah?
Yeah, they're space cliques. It's
Yeah.
it's
Basically.
high school.
Oh my god, we don't go.
High school in
Don't
space.
sorry,
Welcome to
okay.
Warp Season 2. Oh my god! Did you see the magnetic thrusters on that
Oh
thing?
my god,
Did you see
what
her
the fuck
hair?
is
So
here? Like,
last
oh, so uncool.
Did you see her orbs?
You're so bitchy.
Oh my god.
Ugh.
You're like so uncool.
Ugh.
Ew, clones, don't sit with me.
Okie doke. All right. So, let's see. What about who's bankrolling this trip?
The corporation.
Which corporation?
Is there a
What-
corporation,
is
or
there
is
one?
it?
It's Yuland Waitani.
I think it's maybe like a collection of
It's like a-
governments.
Yeah, I'd say it's like a group. It's like a
Okay.
governmental back. Yeah, it's
Some-
like backed by the governments of each respective
Like
race.
So-
some
forward.
allied species, a few of them.
So are
Yeah,
we
that makes
saying
sense.
I'd like to say some corporations have probably
have some
weaseled their way in
influence.
as well, though.
Yeah, well, I
Yeah.
mean, you could say like the human
Yeah.
government could be like so capitalistic that the backing for their funding is from a huge corporation.
Bobby, that's unrealistic.
You know what I mean? Like, or maybe one race is their
Keep this
race is
based in
very
reality.
religion based, so their main funding is based in piety and from like tithes from their planet, or one could be
Oh my
funded
God,
just by
yeah.
regular taxes. They could all have
Jehovah's
different.
Witnesses.
Mate. Oh, that's
it's
They
what?
wake up-
yeah. They knock on your door. They just a ship. They come and
Yeah.
dock.
No, they're just knocking on everybody else's freezer pods going, hello, we're here to talk to you about Jesus.
So let me ask you a question then. If it is sort of sponsored by corporations, does that mean is home wiped out? Is home gone? Is this home now?
I don't think is completely gone, but maybe not even trying to be saved so much anymore.
It's probably like this is
I
probably
would
like a
really
ditch,
like-
last ditch effort.
I
Yeah,
would really
know
like
it's
the idea of like maybe homeworlds or a homeworld is completely just
Some are, yeah, I'd say
Yeah.
some
Yeah,
would
maybe
be
some
of the
destroyed.
races.
Maybe
Yeah. Or we don't even know because we're that far out of contact now. We expect they may be, but we don't know about some of them. Maybe some went down before we left, and then others we just didn't know. So
I guess it depends on where the threat is originating
Yeah.
in the system.
mm-hmm.
they came from beyond the wall.
I'm trying to keep quiet because like I want you guys to sort of like figure some stuff out.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Okay, I'm gonna say I really want Earth to be completely dead.
All right,
All right,
Earth is gone.
yeah, I'm not
Earth
gonna
is
argue
gone.
with it. Earth's gone.
That's
Okay.
fine.
Yep.
that cool?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it got
You blew it up,
consumed
you
by
maniacs!
the threat,
It just disappeared.
which was. I haven't stayed entirely in the threat.
The
yet,
entire
but it has
solar
that.
system just gone.
Literally just vanished. The sun's still there, but there's literally no planets.
Vanished. Okay, now you're talking about the threat, and I really want to get into the threat now.
Okay.
What could make an entire solar system vanish?
Maybe they do, maybe you just don't know.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah, that
I-
could be the thing too. We don't actually know.
The infinity gauntlet, the never-ending glove.
Mushrooms.
It is the nothing.
Yeah.
The nothing.
It's from that one Jamie Lee Curtis movie.
How about another dimension is trying to merge with our dimension,
Ooh.
and it
It's
started.
Dimensional threat.
weirdness.
You're talking about like a rift in space-time dimension-y reality.
And that's
it's like-
why the entire solar system for Earth is just gone.
It got sucked into the crack of
Okay.
doom. Crack of doom. That's the name of the
The
threat.
crack of doom. That's just genius.
Well, I still like the nothing. I don't know why. It's
Yeah.
tropey as fuck, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
There's a reason tropes exist.
Well, maybe
That's right.
maybe that's the popular name for it.
Sure.
You know, it could just be the nothing. You know.
Yep.
But in IRL, a solar system can vanish from a dark material concentrated area. I mean, you know, what do you guys think about the interdimensional threat?
I like
I
it.
like it.
I think it's a cool idea.
Yeah. Because it doesn't say this is an accident or this is deliberate, and it leaves space for that to develop as well. Excuse the pun.
Excuse.
I hate when I miss a pun and then someone points out that there was a pun that I just missed
Yeah.
and then I notice it.
And you're like, damn it.
You know, I could have
Shit.
got away with that pain in my soul, but the bastard pointed it
He
out.
pointed it
Love
out. Yeah.
missing puns. It's great.
It's my favorite thing about
I
puns
love
when I
missing
don't
puns.
get them.
Yeah, it's one.
I like hurting other people with puns, but I don't like receiving puns.
The pain.
Yeah,
Okay. Well,
It's- punishing.
okay. So if this sort of this nothing, this void, just completely destroyed the soul system, you know, did it happen to any of the other races? Is humanity
Maybe
the
not
only
yet.
one?
Maybe it was a human initiative to get this underway to save the races in.
Yeah,
The
maybe we
system.
had to convince them.
Maybe
And there's a
some
little bit of
didn't join
snark
us.
there.
You know?
Yeah. Where they're like, well, no, it was clearly targeted
some of
on
the
you.
More warlike species didn't join us because
Yeah, they're like,
so
we got
science
this.
based.
Yeah.
Well, I want there to be a possibility of those races being on the ship, because if you guys die and you decide, hey, I want to make one of those races, we want to
Well,
give
maybe
you a
there
little
are
bit
some.
Yeah.
You know,
So
maybe
the
some are like,
more
no,
violent ones
you're
are
right.
like, yeah, can we come? And the rest of them are like, ah, we will kill them.
Totally.
Yeah, like having a Klingon
Defectors,
aboard
basically.
the
Defectors.
Enterprise kind of deal.
That would never happen. Okay. All right.
Not that he's planning for us to die, chat. Don't worry about it.
He doesn't need to plan it.
Yeah.
He just-
Yeah, we got that covered.
Yeah, he has many ways of inflicting death.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So the Earth is gone. The void, the nothing destroyed the soul system. What about? I guess when this happened, various scientists and things maybe were able to detect when this was sort of going to happen again. Maybe there's some
I
indicator.
I feel like it maybe didn't happen in like an instant. Maybe it was like small instances of stuff on Earth, like small little tears opening up, and then maybe something big happened, like the moon disappearing, and then they put together all the
Yeah.
data, got us out, and then whoop, there went the
Well,
Earth.
you know, if the moon disappeared, the Earth would be super fucked up because, you know,
Yeah,
sea would
Gravity.
it's a big event. But I'm like thinking like little things where like huge
Yeah.
chunks of land maybe just
Kilimanjaro
Small
was
anomalies.
Yeah, like small
Strange.
anomalies, like people disappearing, like ships disappearing, and they just get bigger and bigger and bigger until
Yeah.
like the moon disappeared, and then
The Himalayas just fucked off. Ah, shit.
Satellites disappearing.
I kind of liked those.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, there's something that sort of propels you towards this goal, right? It's like, because not only, I mean, we also have to think about the distance, right? You guys had to get there with some kind of massive, effort, really, right? Because this is the other side of the galaxy. That's a big
Right.
fucking trip. So you
Yep.
have to put forth some kind of effort. Maybe you guys had to. I mean, to propel the colony ship that far, something had to happen,
A
right?
warp
Like,
gate or
something. Yeah, you guys
something
had to be
Yeah,
working
maybe-
on something for a while, and it
Yeah.
had to happen.
I like that idea that they have maybe built a few different warp gates that were specifically linked to those specific different corners of the galaxy.
Yeah, maybe
Like,
there was.
there had to be like a intergalactic sort of like
Maybe they did
car
a rush
wash
job.
to save money to or make
Yeah.
I don't know,
Maybe
some
it's one way, so like you can get there, you can't get back. So it's just like, right, we're just gonna catapult you over there.
Good luck.
I like the idea of maybe they were working on this stuff since we were a space age anyway before the event started
Yeah.
occurring,
And
and
It's
then
like,
they kind of
okay.
like they kicked it into overdrive, and maybe they
Right, this is
they
an
didn't get it
untested
done.
prototype. Good luck, kids. Ba-dum.
Yeah.
Does
maybe
it
we're
put
not
you
the whole
guys-
way towards the destination?
Does it put you guys in the spot you were expecting?
No, I
Probably
think
not,
it
no.
doesn't.
Yeah, we're just like,
Yeah, maybe we were trying to get out of the Milky Way, but we're at some crazy fringe that's never been documented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or not even that. Maybe you guys were just trying to get like a little bit away, and it was like,
maybe
yeah.
we
Yeah,
maybe we
and
were
it-
trying to get to like
it's like-
somewhere here.
it's like fucking
then we
Voyager,
end up-
right? Like you're just on the other
Yeah.
side of the fucking
Now
galaxy.
Flying
you're,
out.
now you're in the Delta
Oops.
Quadrant, yeah.
Oops.
Fuck.
That's.
Oh god,
Well,
it's
this
too
would be the
late.
Delta Quadrant up here, this top
Yeah.
right.
Whoops.
I mean, we could have gone from the Alpha Quadrant to the Delta Quadrant.
Yep, could be.
Who's going to be our Janeway?
Oh yeah,
Can
we
we
need
have?
Janeway.
Can our captain be called Hospital? Because here Janeway is a child's hospital.
No.
That's hilarious.
No.
Okay.
And no.
Okay. So let's take a break. Because we've been going for an hour or so. And when we come back, I think let's start to figure out some character stuff.
Sure.
Let's do some character stuff. And then we'll I think after we do some character stuff, we'll do we'll start to figure out some of the details and things, okay?
Sounds good.
All right, let's be back in 5 minutes, guys. Stay tuned for more Turner Warped episode 0. Season 2 is starting today. Let's all collaborate to make some cool shit. We'll be right back in just a little bit.
I might be doodling my alien.